Hi, I'm at Ballard Estate today for a photo walk with Condé Nast Traveler. So let's go.
How many have walked through Ballard Estate before? I've been doing walking tours in Mumbai since 2004. I'm one of those people who's a little bit obsessed with history and museums. But one of the things I like to highlight on these walks is the kind of things that never finds its way into a history textbook. It's the personal stories, it's the local events. It's not that grand national narrative of history that we read about, right? The boat trains. These trains could take you as far as the Northwest Frontier Province, Peshawar, Karachi, Calcutta, the Port Trust, the railway line connected to the Western and the Central railway lines, and right from here you could essentially travel the whole of South Asia. And there were different types of trains. Some were more luxurious, some were more for troops, some were more for cargo. But these boat trains were very special. And I want you to think about why. Why do you think it was, what could have been, of course it's romantic and things like that. You get off a ship, you get onto a train and you travel the whole subcontinent. What else? I like to look at this as a sort of nodal connecting point. In a world that is connected by sea trade and travel, and then the railways. So one arm is taking India outwards, and the other one is extending inwards into the subcontinent, and it all meets right here. Today, Ballard Pier has shut down, the railway doesn't exist, but at one time, the Central Railway and the Western Railway would both run trains from here all the way across the subcontinent, and they would compete with each other. Who could get their train to Peshawar faster by a couple of hours? Loyalty made history on the 5th of April 1919 when it reached London. It was the first time that completely with no British partner, a ship had left Bombay and reached London. 5th April is still celebrated as National Maritime Day. Soon after that, the Scindia Steam Navigation Company would face the full brunt of protectionism by the British government, and it had to sign contracts saying that it would only do coastal trade and coastal shipping. This remained the case until independence at the end of World War II. And independence. And with that, what happened was that suddenly all the favors, all the protectionism went towards the Indian companies. And so companies like the PI had to shut down because they couldn't compete anymore. So in the space of these two buildings, I like the fact that they came here, this became their headquarters, even though they faced so much challenge. And that's the story of the Scindia Steam Navigation Company. I wish that they would put up little bits of information, just even indicating what was once here, if nothing else, so that we could find out more about it. As you walk in here, and it is absolutely a time machine. There is 5,000 square feet of what used to be her studio space, dark rooms, and exhibition space, and office space. It's huge. It's like a cavernous space. You just go from one room to another. Picture this guys, there are cabinets full. Just you can't close those filing cabinets because they are so full of negatives and positives. It's just stacked on the floor. She says that she has something close to 6 lakh negatives. And from 1928, if you know the day that your photograph was taken, she can still find it for you. Okay, so it's amazing. They're in envelopes that they've become completely discolored with age, and obviously they're not very well looked after. It's not documented, it's not digitized. But it's this amazing historical archive, because if you were anyone in the city, you came to Ballard Estate and you got yourself photographed at Hamilton Studio. Governors, J.R.D. Tata, Dr. Ambedkar. These are just a few, and their photographs are up on display, right? So I know this. We've gone inside. One of the I want to talk to you about an Grand hotels in general, right? Not so much. Again, look at it. It's a beautiful building, but it kind of is conforming to every other architectural feature or style of building that we've seen so far. Why is it special? The Grand Hotel, much like the Taj Hotel, symbolized a new age of living, of visiting. Not really prosperity, but the type of experience you had in a hotel, right? You could go into the Grand Hotel like you would go into the Taj Hotel, and it was run by a manager, a faceless individual who would afford you, this experience would afford you with anonymity. You didn't need to know the person living next door, you didn't need to talk to anyone. This is a symbol of modern living. We take it for granted today. But in the early 1900s, this was a marked change from the kind of hotel living that people were doing in the 1800s. If you look back at the earliest hotels in Bombay, they were often run by people who became the image of the museum, the owners, the proprietors. And the success of the hotel depended on how respectable they were or how respectable they could make themselves seem, right? No such thing as scandals were allowed to touch the reputation of those hotels. You know how people review you if you provide a service today? Back then, the advertisements basically meant a white person saying, I had a great experience. They pledged or they portrayed themselves as homes without the housekeeping. They were essentially meant for families or single men. Right? This was actually, it became the headquarters of Pate India. Yeah, am I pronouncing it right? I always ask people who seem to know. But Pate India was the Indian arm of a multinational company called Pate Frères. It was one of the first sort of cinematography companies in the world. They would make motion picture equipment and sell it, but they would also be responsible for some of the earliest video and sound recordings of the world. Pate India went around and they used to do sound recording tours or video recording tours of the country. And this is some of the earliest visual evidence of what life was like in India in the 1900s.
So this is a very informative photo walk, heritage plus photo walk, and I'm getting so many new insights. I didn't know the history behind these structures. I just used to come to Barrett Estate just for fun, and now there's so much history attached to it. Great.
Just think about the range of architectural styles in the country, so there's so much to choose from. And I know I'm digressing, but there is a point to this, okay? I just want to show you this. Where did Indo-Saracenic come from? It came from a research project, which actually today blows my mind a little bit. Anyone here architects? Yeah? Okay. This project is called the Jaipur Portfolio of Architectural Detail. It's a series of books that are this big. Yeah, albums. And each album has loose pages. It's not bound. Okay? And what they did was they went around India and they recorded all the architectural features they could find, so that they had a ready band to choose from when they were designing Indo-Saracenic. But you know the best part of this? I want you to look at the titles of the books. Can you read them out?
Pillars, caps and bases, doors,
Brackets, arches.
They organized them. No, they didn't organize them by building, by region, by style. They organized them by
elements,
feature.
yeah.
Okay. The house. Today it's the headquarters of Bombay Dine.
Does it still have the headquarters there or they shifted?
Apparently they do. But I want to talk about the Wadia family. Wadia means shipbuilder. Okay. And in the 1700s, 200 years before, more than 200 years before Barrett Estate was planned, the East India Company had arrived in Bombay and they chose this bit because of the natural harbour. We have really deep sea right here. Big ships can come here. For the first generation after the East India Company arrived, first couple of generations, they were actually using all the natural inlets and things until they convinced a man called Lauji Nusarwanji Wadia to move from Surat to Bombay. And he would move here with his family and build the first dry dock for the British government. This is one of those moves that would storm the whole city. Okay, so this is 1736. Lauji Nusarwanji Wadia would move to Bombay. He would begin building the docks. He would also establish an international shipbuilding empire.
So this was a highly informative and enlightening photo walk. I really loved it, and I hope you guys loved my video too. So the photo walk has ended. We are on our way for breakfast at Cafe Universal. It's an amazing restaurant. You can see its structure is also iconic and vintage. So bon appetit. So this has been an awesome photo walk with Condé Nast Traveler. If you have any pictures of Ballad Estate which you want to tag them at 30 days of Ballad Estate all through me. Okay? Peace guys. So guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. There'll be more such videos in the future. Bye.